the Hawaiians are not a stupid race. The Hawaiians, they're smart people. They use what they have, and they're able to create something that's beautiful.
This is Taco Tuesday.
Welcome to another episode of Taco Tuesday. So, I'm glad to be here again. I'm joined by, right now, my other host, Parker Bonner.
Hey guys, this is just such a great moment right now. If you could see my face, I am smiling. Can you all confirm?
He's smiling.
Yes. I'm just so happy that I can be here today as a host and not as an analyst. It's a great day.
Yeah, so Molly and Guy Fieri were both unable to make it today as they're at a convention promoting Taco Tuesday. We had a bit of a conflict of interest, but they should be back next week.
That is true, Kyle. So I'm going to introduce our guest and our fill-in analyst for the day. So our fill-in analyst is Danny.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is me.
You can confirm for us this is not the Danny from the...
Yes, I can confirm this is not Danny, our waitress. Unfortunately, she's not here today. We have missed her. And her presence is greatly missed as well. So for our guest, we have first Frankie.
Hey guys, it's Franklin, aka Franklin for Real. I'm so glad to be on Taco Tuesday podcast.
We love your Facebook page, Franklin. We think it's hilarious. I love your little 30-second videos. Get me laughing every day.
This is true. And our other guest, Kat.
Hey guys, how's it going? Glad I could take a few minutes to be with you instead of at the Alligator tonight. It's been real.
I thought you were going to say meow.
Meow.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, so let's see. Our first topic... Oh, sorry.
Also, if you forgot, I'm a host this week.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Good reminder. So, our topics for this week are... our first topic that we're going to address is our favorite place to hang out on campus. So... Does anyone care to talk about their favorite place to hang out on campus first?
I can go as your host for the week. So, one of my favorite places to go on campus to hang out is just in some chill downtime. Is I'll take a hammock out and I'll go to these place near Lake Alice where there's a bunch of trees. I forget what it's called. Some type of gardens place, but there's a nice little meadow area and you can set up your hammock. It's very relaxing. So that's my go-to spot, right next to Lake Alice. You'll drive by it if you're on Museum. Look to your right if you're going into campus. You can't miss it.
Okay, so for my favorite place to go on campus, it may be kind of basic, but I really enjoy the Rights Union, especially since the renovations, because there's that bowling alley now, which just for the Taco Tuesday regulars, you might be able to learn something here. During the exam weeks, they offer free bowling every day. So, little hint there.
Kyle, there was bowling before the renovations.
As this week's fill-in analyst, I can tell Parker he's straight up wrong right now because actually during renovations it was closed. So you couldn't bowl, even though there was bowling before the renovations started. It started before we got here to UF, so we have never been able to bowl at the Rights until the renovations were finished. Sorry, Parker.
Thank you for that fact check, Danny. I appreciate it.
I did say before.
We'll rewind the tape. So, yeah, other reasons I love the Rights. I love that semicircle where you can sit around and watch the gator. He sits on the log for 23 hours a day, but that's cool because he's a gator. And I'm a gator too. Chomp chomp. All right. Anyone else have a place?
Well, I'm no longer a student, but when I was a student at UF, my favorite place to go was the Hub. And I like that place because we had this place called the Nook, which still kind of exists, I think. And that's where all our friends would go hang out. And it was just really cool because it's you can be secluded, but at the same time you're surrounded by people, and I kind of like being surrounded by people. And I would say, yeah, that's probably my favorite place on campus. Fun fact, there's an Instagram called People of the Hub that was short-lived. It is no longer active, but for a short while, they just took random pictures of people at the Hub. So if you go on Instagram and type in People of the Hub, you can see that now.
Nifty.
So nifty. Can confirm the Nook still exists. You can always almost find croutons there if you're looking for a friend. I basically live at McCarty and that area on campus because all of my classes are over there. And it's so underappreciated. We have really cute plants and it's got lots of great shady seating. So I love that area. I spend most of my time hanging out over there anyways. So learn to love it. And it's near the Wrights. You can go check out the Gator. Go check out all the awesome new renovations. So yeah, I like it.
I have quickly made my home in the area surrounding Weimer Hall, since that's...
Go Weimer.
J School.
So because I spend so much time in the J School, I have to find places close by in case I have to head back to a class really quick. But one of my new favorite places this semester has been in the Florida Gym. So believe it or not, one of my classes is in the lecture hall. So if you climb up the stairs all the way to the top of the lecture halls, there's a long hallway. There are power outlets. It's really quiet. There are big windows looking out towards the stadium. And it's awesome to go up there, and I just chill out on the third floor and people watch and work on homework. It's really quiet, really, really kind of a sweet spot.
Awesome. Sounds like a blast. So I'm excited about our second topic today. In honor of the presidential... that's a good idea. Let's actually go to...
Everyone, Kyle screwed up again this week. As your fill-in host, I will try to resolve the issue that is at hand. So, what we like to do to start off every Taco Tuesday podcast, Kyle, is go around and ask our guests what their orders were. So we're going to ask that question. What did you all get this week at Taco Tuesday?
I ordered grilled chicken tacos on flour tortilla, chips, and a side of queso.
Great. I haven't gotten my order yet, but I'm sure it's going to be great. They're a little packed today. We're here at rush hour for dinner, but I ordered 2 black bean tacos with almost everything on them and chips and a side of queso. I have a Sprite. Yeah.
I did not order anything this week because I had dinner before this. I know, my mistake. But usually when I come here, I get 2 chicken tacos on wheat and everything but jalapenos.
Ooh, Molly would be disappointed.
Live update. I just got my order. It looks great.
Thank you, analyst. Okay, so I'm probably going to face a demotion for forgetting that again. I might end up being co-host again. But I'm excited about this second topic. In honor of the presidential debate last week, we're going to address a very controversial topic, and I'm excited about it. Parker, you want to introduce this segment for us?
Yes, I would love to. This has been a very hard-pressing topic for our nation. And the amount of people that just get behind one side and it's so polarized, you know? It's really putting our nation in a polarized position, and it needs to be discussed. So, with that being said, this topic is, do pineapples belong on pizzas?
This is Kat here. I'm going to go ahead and say that pineapples do not belong on pizza, and baked fruit does not belong anywhere near me or any food in front of me. And Frankie's agreeing with me.
I will go on the record and agree with Kat here and say that pineapple does not belong on pizza. Fruit shouldn't be warm, and it shouldn't be surrounded by like marinara sauce and all that. It just doesn't work with my palate, and I don't know who came up with that, but it's wrong. It's just wrong.
Okay, I feel so strongly about this, y'all, and I've been picking a fight with Frankie about it all week. And you're wrong! And as the fill-in analyst, which I am 100% qualified to be doing this job, I can tell you that Frankie is so wrong about this. Pineapples go on pizza, and Kat, I'm sorry, but you're wrong too. I know we just met, but you know, it's okay to dislike pineapple on pizza and say it's not your jam, but to say it doesn't belong on pizza is absurd because Hawaiian pizza is an established type of pizza. We've all agreed it's normal, and it has pineapple on it. And also baked fruit. I'm like astonished that this is becoming part of the issue right now because like apple pie is the like definition of America. And so if you think baked fruit like shouldn't be a thing, I'm just really questioning like what kind of dessert do you even enjoy that's straight up American, you know? Apple pie, baked apple pie and ice cream. Greatest thing we've offered this world.
Yeah, I can confirm that's the greatest dessert of all time. In addition, not only does pineapple belong on pizza, I think it tastes delicious on pizza, and Danny's in full agreement with me here. Now, I just want to say, you all, Frankie and Kat, you're being very bigoted, and I find it quite offensive because you need to be more open-minded about your beliefs, and you need to let people believe that pineapple belongs on pizza. And I think it's just rude, and I think it's uncalled for you to go out and attack people like this.
As the moderator, it is now my time to usher in the 30-second rebuttals. Your response?
So what I have to say about this is I'm not excluding fruit. I'm not discriminating against fruit or other type, like pineapple specifically. What I'm trying to say is fruit and pineapple is good in its own right. It is delicious as a side dish. I will appreciate it, but I just can't eat it hot on a pizza. Sometimes a nice fresh strawberry with chocolate cake or creme brulee is amazing, but I can't have it baked into my food.
Research shows that putting pineapple on pizza actually destroys the economy.
Bigot. He's a bigot.
Listen, I can be very reasonable here. I can still be friends with people who eat pineapple on pizza. Like, you know, my friendship does not go away because of that. But just know that you're going to get several different looks from me and a lot of shade and a lot of just negative comments if you decide to order pineapple pizza for the party, knowing that full and well it doesn't belong there, one, and two, I'm not going to eat it.
That's disturbing to me in every respect. You have no class. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Defamation of character.
And you're just a bigot with no class. That's what you are. I'm just kidding. No.
Let's keep this debate clean, people.
I am not resorting to name calling. He's doing it first. No. Here's the thing. Pineapple belongs on pizza just because I think that pizza should be free to many a topping, okay? But the Hawaiians are not a stupid race. The Hawaiians, they're smart people. They use what they have, and they're able to create something that's beautiful. And this happened again with pineapple. They created a beautiful slice of pizza by putting some pineapple on it, putting some ham on it, and there we go. That is a slice of heaven right there. And my shout-out goes to the Hawaiians this week. So, go Hawaiians.
That was so beautiful and touching, Kyle. I'm so moved. What a great tribute. Honestly, guys, I just came out to have a good time at the Taco Tuesday podcast, and I just feel so attacked about this whole pineapple on pizza thing. I just want to live my life, and Frankie over here hates me. Just kidding. Frankie and I are still really great friends, and we can be friends even though we have hugely different ideas and opinions on pineapple and pizza. I firmly want the record to know, as the analyst who's the most qualified to make a decision on what's factually true this week, that pineapple does belong on pizza.
I just want to say I can't confirm you can still be friends and not agree on this issue.
Yeah.
But also I want to see your papers. I want to see what makes you so certified.
Whoa, he's out of line here.
Okay, so Parker, do you have any further questions for the...
No, I was just gonna say that's what we're all about here at Taco Tuesday. We might have differences, but at the end of the day, we're all here eating tacos together.
You know what? Jesus calls us all to love one another. So even though we have some very, very different preferences, I love y'all.
Yeah, and also I think at the end of the day, we could all agree that anchovies definitely do not belong on pizza, and we don't want to be friends with those people, and so that's going to be okay. Just kidding, we can still be friends.
Everyone is nodding in agreement at the table. Anchovies, hard pass.
That's disgusting.
Yes.
Okay, Parker, do you have a winner for this debate?
I think we should leave it up to the people. Comment on our Facebook page and on our SoundCloud and YouTube video. You decide who won this debate tonight, folks. Leaving it up to the American people to determine the tough, pressing questions.
And keep in mind, this is not a question of whether pineapple tastes good on pizza. It's a question of whether it belongs on pizza or not.
I would actually like to say the more pressing issue right now is we as a country need to come together and decide whether we are swiping our cards or whether we are using the chip reader.
Amen to that. You know what drives me nuts? Real quick tangent. My least favorite noise in the world is pulling out the chip card when it goes in. I'm like, shut up.
You know, I think we've already had a very controversial discussion already tonight. I don't know if we can dive any deeper in. Let's save that one for another day. We'd love to have you all back on to discuss that at a further time.
All right, what's our next one?
All right, Kyle, would you like to introduce our last and final topic for the evening?
I would love to. So our last topic for the evening is going to be how would you get out of a speeding ticket, or just any fun story you have about speeding tickets. So, Parker, you want to start us off?
Yes, as your fill-in host, I do have a story that I could share. So, how to get out of a speeding ticket. I have nothing there because the one time I got pulled over, I got a ticket. And let me explain that story to you. I'm going to first explain the speed I was going, and it's a shock and awe moment, everyone. So for people who know me, you'd probably assume that I'm a very conservative, safe driver, and you'd be correct. But this was a few years ago. I was coming home from a multi-hour trip. That's so weird to say. Over 2-hour trip, and it was just a rough. I just wanted to be home, you know. And so I was on the highway, and the speed limit on the highway is 70 miles per hour. Well, there was a police officer who clocked me going 100 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, shock and awe.
Oh, no.
So, that's not even the worst part. First off, I wasn't pulled over by a regular... Well, I was pulled over by a regular cop on the side of the road. But I wasn't clocked by a cop on the side of the road. Apparently, there are police officers in the sky with helicopters. And so there was a pilot cop who clocked me going at 100 and then radioed down to someone on the side of the road who pulled me over.
You can't argue with helicopter cops. You can't argue with helicopter cops.
No, you can't.
Or as some call them, helicopters.
That was terrible. Anyways, so I got pulled over. But wait, folks. This isn't the worst part. The worst part was, it was in the county north of my county. And since I was going 20 miles or over, I was mandatory for me to go to the court in that county. So I had to show up to court, to a courthouse that was 2 hours away from my home 3 different times because the cop never showed up. Long story short, the cop never shows up, so the guy has to throw out the ticket and I don't have to pay and it's not on my record. So it all ended well, but I learned a very valuable lesson that day. Don't go 100 in a 70.
That does sound like a valuable lesson. I also would never recommend that. Probably not a good idea. So, my story, I've got a friend, his name is Caleb, and he went to high school with me. And he has the best ways of getting out of speeding tickets I've ever heard. Now, he's a good driver, but he always speeds. So he gets pulled over quite often. But it's kind of funny. He's very knowledgeable about cars, and he really enjoys Impalas, which are actually the cars that cops drive. So when he gets pulled over, he starts discussing with cops about like their car, and he'll be like, "Oh, I see you're driving like an '08 Impala there. How's that running for you?" And the cop's like, "Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, it's running smooth." And he'll talk his way out of a ticket with his knowledge about cars. And like, this is one of my favorite things ever because, he's just able to talk to cops, and he loves talking to cops. So it's really funny. He's able to get out of tickets like that. Me personally, get out of a speeding ticket. I would probably use that approach myself. I think that's working pretty well. So maybe I'll have to do some Impala research and stuff like that. But I think that's one of my favorite ways I've heard to getting out of a speeding ticket.
Franklin for real, back right here. So I have never gotten a speeding ticket, knock on wood. And so I don't really know what I would do, but I guess if I had to like think really quick off of my feet and like come up with a response to tell the cop, I think I would tell him something along the lines of like, "Hey, Mr. Cop guy, I've never been here before, so I didn't know that the speed limit changes, or I'm just very new to the area." Because I think if you're gonna try to get away with something, it should sound like the truth. And so that's what I would do.
So you're endorsing lying that sounds truthful.
Well, nobody's perfect, so no. But that's if it came to an extreme, that's what I would do.
Hey y'all, Danny here again. So Kyle, great story about your friend. Thanks for sharing, but can't relate. I don't know anything about cars, so that would not work for me. I want to preface this by I have never gotten a speeding ticket, so if my mom is like listening and starts freaking out, that's not a thing that's happened in my life. Don't worry, Mom, I'm okay. I have been pulled over before because a cop thought I was texting and driving, which I also was not doing. I had directions on my phone, and he thought I was texting, and I even showed him, and he still was mean to me, and I cried. I just straight up cried, y'all, and full disclosure, would probably do that if I got pulled over for a speeding ticket. Even if they still gave me the ticket, or even if they didn't, I would just probably start crying, and I think that maybe some cops would take pity on me. People feel really uncomfortable with girls crying. Especially, I'm not a cute crier, okay, everybody? I'm an ugly, Kim K, snotting crier. So I think it just makes people uncomfortable. And, I think that maybe that would work out for me. You never know. So probably that would be what I would try. I've never had experience with this, and, yeah, knock on wood that I don't, but I'd probably just straight up cry.
So I have two speeding stories, and the first is very brief. The second is the more detailed story. So the second time I was pulled over in Gainesville. I was driving on campus, which everyone knows is a 20-mile-per-hour speed zone. I was going 40 at 11 o'clock at night. The officer did have a little bit of pity on me, but he still gave me a fine. It was just a lesser fine, but I totally deserved it, so I didn't get out of that ticket. The first time I was pulled over, I was 17 years old, coming back from a music show, not like a full-on concert, but, little bands that play in tiny little venues. I had a friend that was playing that night. So I was on my way back home, and a cop pulled me over for going 60 and a 40. So obviously I like to speed a lot. The officer pulled me over in complete darkness, and I was already terrified. So he did start to give me a ticket. He took my license and registration, and as soon as he walked away from the window, I started bawling, which is terrible timing. Can confirm?
Yeah, that's about the worst timing you could have, I would say.
So he comes back to the window and starts to hand me a ticket and explain what to do and why I was wrong. And I started crying, and I realized how ugly of a crier I was, just like Danny. And so I started laughing in the officer's face as he handed me my ticket. I put the ticket in my lap and drove off. And it was quite the experience. I had to tell my parents about it. I had to go to traffic school. And luckily now it's off my record, and I have a pretty good driving record since then.
Great, Kat. That sounds like a story of what not to do for all of you listeners out there. Don't laugh at the cop as he hands you your ticket. So I think that's all we have for this week. Parker, how did it feel to be a host this week? Was it all as cracked up to be?
Let me tell you something. As your fill-in host, it has been an honor to be here hosting Taco Tuesday. And, you know, why stop here? Let's keep this Parker host train going. If you want me to be a host in the future,
nope. Okay. Yeah, don't get your hopes up. So, thank you also to Danny for analyzing for us.
Such a joy. I love telling Parker he was wrong about the bowling. This is my favorite part of... No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for having me, guys. Dream come true. Huge Taco Tuesday fan. I'm really sad that I missed Molly, but gotta do what you gotta do for the podcast. I understand.
As your fill-in host, I can say that, and as your normal analyst, I can say that Danny did a pretty good job. There was a couple parts that were a little but, you know, learn from me and I'll teach you the ways.
Yeah, but who are you to judge? So...
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. We love you, Parker. Thanks for being our host of the day, though. We needed someone to fill in for Molly and for Guy, so we appreciate it.
It's been great.
All right. Franklin, and we know you can find you on Facebook at Franklin For Real.
Yes, you can find me pretty much on any social thing with that name, Franklin For Real. That's FranklynForeal. I hope I spelled that right. Franklin For Real. And I make funny videos on Facebook. Go check it out. Maybe I'll share a link to it with this post. So, yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you guys for being on the show. Kat, any closing words?
You can read my articles in The Alligator. Pick it up at your local newspaper stands. Read it online. I write pretty dope stuff. So check it out.
Can confirm that it is dope. So, we want to thank you guys for being on the show today. We had a blast. And until next time, signing off.
Whoa!
Yeah. Trying to figure out right now why Miley Cyrus has a bunch of flowers on her shirt, but anyway, yeah, the voice came on here. Sorry, losing focus a little bit, but yeah. Oh yeah, we're joined by Miley this week.